Right now, though, we are joined by Major General Scott Rice, and he joins us to talk about the Fisher House. But before we do that, I'm fascinated by your role, because it sounds like you wear two hats.
Oh, yes, Barry, that's correct. I both work all the time at the same time for the governor and for the president. On one side, my federal side is to train, organize, and equip over 9,000 guardsmen that work in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Yep.
And at the same time as I train, organize, and equip them for their deployments overseas, I'm keeping them on standby in a status to respond to anything the governor needs, particularly in emergencies and as those develop.
Can you give us an example of what an emergency would be? Is it going to be weather related? I'm trying to think back to the terrorist act of the marathon. At what point does the governor call you and tap you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, Scott, it's time to suit up"?
So one of the things we're very particular about in the military is we are a supporting organization, not a supported organization.
Yep.
And that's very subtle, but it's very important because we work for all those agencies, all those uniformed people, all of those emergency managers in the Commonwealth, and our job is to swell their ranks and make them successful in meeting the needs of anything. So.
Yep.
Whether it be a man-made emergency, like something like the Boston Marathon bombing, we responded with thousands of guardsmen to help Boston police, state police, and emergency management, all the way to natural disasters, where we've had over the last 5 years, we've had over 1,500 soldiers and airmen a year out into the streets doing things like shoveling snow in the streets of Boston
winter
when we had Snowmageddon that visited Boston for a while.
Yeah. Well, it's fascinating. Now, can you tell us your involvement or your impression of the Fisher House? I mean, you're active military since what year? 19? I don't want to date you, but I was reading your resume. You've been around a while.
So since the early 80s, I graduated from grad school in 1981.
Right.
And then went right into the military and went right off to active duty and flew fighters on active duty for about 10 years and then joined the National Guard in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
But in that time frame, I gained a deep appreciation for what the Fisher House has done. I mean, they've been around for over 25 years, or 25 years this year, and my contact with them started overseas when I was in Germany. I saw a piece of what they did over there, and that's been mainly recently with the National Guard. I was assigned some duties over there a few years ago, and then got to see the Fisher House in various places throughout the United States, and then to see and watch that community grow and all the great things they've done in Boston over the last 5 years has been really, really inspirational for me, and personally, it's helped out a lot of our soldiers and airmen and their families and giving them a place to stay.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely, with the responsibilities that you have, you interact with a large number of different soldiers on a daily, monthly, and annual basis, and so I'm sure that you've definitely seen how the Fisher House has been able to really make a difference when those people are going through a difficult time.
Oh, absolutely, Chuck. You hit the nail right on the head with that, because one of the things we have is the National Guard is a community-based military organization. So we live, breathe, grow, raise our children right here alongside everyone else. And we do it for many, many years. We don't move to other bases, and we're an integral part of the community. And with that, we have a lot of contact with a lot of different organizations. We have a family support program in the National Guard that's based out of Wellesley, Mass. And there's a bunch of full-time people there that provide all sorts of services, not just for Army and Air Guardsmen, but for anyone in military service. And one of the things we do is connect the dots between family and federal or state veteran services, and then bring them to the next step if the need's right, bring them to the Fisher House and have them connected with that. So we're very proud and stand tall we're facilitators to connect the dots, as we say, and get people what they need. We have great benefits in the country, and we have fantastic benefits in Massachusetts, and the Fisher House is a part of that.